These 15 records are so insane no human will ever top them. Feats of athleticism, endurance, pure, unrepeatable luck so extreme, they might as well be from another planet. So perfect, so dominant, modern science, training, and technology still can't even come close. Like these athletes were playing a completely different game record. Books are permanently locked. We're going to climb an impossible feats ladder, saving the wildest for last. Start with records that are merely impossible, then work up to ones that literally defy logic. Each chapter gets crazier and crazier. Basketball player scoring 100 points by himself, horse that ran so fast it broke the laws of physics. We spent weeks researching the math, the history, the science, and why these will stand forever. The final record is so unbelievable, many experts call it the single greatest athletic achievement in history. Stay to the end to see the record that's truly untouchable. Kicking off our list is a number so round and so ridiculously huge, it sounds fake. 100 points. In one basketball game. By one guy. On March 2nd, 1962, Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia Warriors did something that no NBA player has even gotten close to since. He played all 48 minutes and just kept scoring. And scoring. He took 63 shots, which is insane by itself. Most superstars today take around 20 to 25 shots a game. He was a giant playing in an era of smaller players, and he just completely dominated. The final score was 169 to 147, and Wilt was responsible for 100 of his team's points. Think about how impossible this is today. The closest anyone has ever come is Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. And even that is considered a legendary, once-in-a-lifetime performance. The game is so different now. Back in 1962, it was mostly one-on-one defense. It's a perfect storm of circumstances that just can't happen in the modern NBA. If Wilt's 100-point game is basketball's unbreakable record, then Wayne Gretzky's 1985-86 season is hockey's equivalent, and it might be even crazier. That year, Gretzky put up 215 points. To put that in perspective, the top scorer in the NHL today usually finishes with around 130 to 150 points. Gretzky didn't just beat the competition, he was in a completely different league. In fact, if you took away all 52 of his goals from that season, his 163 assists alone would have still been enough to win the scoring title. The 1980s were known as the run-and-gun era of hockey. Modern goalies are massive, highly trained athletes who cover almost the entire net. The game is simply too structured now. Think about it this way. For a player today to score 215 points, they would need to average over 2.6 points per game for an entire 82-game season. To get to Gretzky's level, a player would need to be almost twice as productive as the current best player in the world for an entire year. It's not just unlikely, it's mathematically absurd. Next up, we have a record that requires such an insane combination of skill, consistency, and pure luck that it's become mythical in baseball. Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. In 1941, the Yankee Clipper got at least one hit in 56 consecutive games. For 2 straight months, through slumps, great pitching, and bad luck, DiMaggio never went a single game without getting on base with a hit. Most baseball players will tell you that getting a hit in 10 straight games is tough. 20 is incredible. 30 is legendary. 56 is just from another dimension. The probability of this happening today is almost zero. The longest hitting streak in the last 20 years is Jimmy Rollins' 38 games, and that felt like a miracle. Today you face a starter, then a parade of specialized relief pitchers. A starter, lefty specialists, righty specialists, and closers who throw 100 miles per hour. On top of that, defensive shifts and analytics have completely changed the game. Teams now have spray charts on every hitter, turning hits into outs. Imagine you're on a 40-game hitting streak. Every single at-bat is broadcast nationally. Every pitch is scrutinized. The pressure would be immense. There are records of skill, and then there are records of pure, unadulterated toughness. Cal Ripken Jr.'s record for most consecutive games played is the ultimate testament to durability. He played in 2,632 straight games for the Baltimore Orioles. This record is unbreakable for one simple reason: modern sports science would never allow it. The sheer grind of a 162-game baseball season is brutal. Ripken played through all of that and more. Teams and players now understand the importance of rest and recovery for peak performance and career longevity. No manager or front office would ever dream of letting their franchise player attempt something like this. Cal Ripken Jr. wasn't just an Iron Man, he was the last of his kind. We're getting into truly mind-bending territory now. Imagine a pitcher so dominant for so long that he amassed 749 career wins. That's the record held by Cy Young, the man the award for best pitcher is named after. Greg Maddux finished with 355 wins. To break this record, a pitcher would have to win 30 games a season, for 25 straight seasons. Cy Young was his own bullpen. Today's pitchers are on strict pitch counts, and modern baseball revolves around relievers. For a player to even attempt to break this, the entire philosophy would have to revert back 120 years. That's not happening. From the grinding marathon of a baseball season to the explosive fury of a 100-meter dash, he ran the 100-meter in 9.58 seconds. Visual emphasis, 9.58. It wasn't just a new world record, it was a quantum leap. Since 2009, no one has even come close. Now sprinters fight for thousandths at the very edge of human performance. To beat 9.58, you'd need Bolt's genetics, better training, better technology, shoes, track surfaces, and perfect race day conditions. The odds of all variables aligning again are astronomically low. While Usain Bolt owns the sprints, there was an era in long-distance running that produced records so tough they've created a wall for modern athletes. We're talking about the times set by legends like Kenenisa Bekele, Haile Gebrselassie. Bekele's 5,000-meter world record, 12 minutes 37.35, and his 10,000-meter record, 26 minutes 17.53, have stood for nearly 2 decades. Perfect storms of talent, pacing strategy, and physiology pushed them into a zone that resists replication. For someone to break Bekele's 10,000-meter record, they would have to run 25 laps at an average of 63 seconds per lap. Go try one. Tennis has seen its share of dominant champions, but what Martina Navratilova did at Wimbledon is on another level. She reached the singles final 12 times, including an absolutely insane 9 consecutive finals from 1982 to 1990. Her serve and volley style fit the era's fast grass. Today, courts and balls play a bit slower, and the baseline power era rules. The depth of talent in women's tennis is staggering. The top 50 can beat each other on any day. 9 finals in a row is a different universe. For a player to achieve what Martina did, they'd need to be so much better than an elite field for 9 straight years at the same event. The parity in the modern game just won't allow it. In the world of golf, one number stands above all others: 18. That's the number of major championships won by the legendary Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. Even Tiger couldn't catch Jack. He won across 24 years against multiple generations, finishing second 19 times. His total could have been 25 or 30. Today, the depth is massive, margins razor thin, and longevity demands are brutal. Parity prevents 2-decade domination. Jack Nicklaus owned the biggest moments for a quarter century. That's sustained excellence we will likely never witness again. Chapter 10. For about a decade, 2 players, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, broke soccer. They treated the sport like a video game, putting up statistics that defy all logic and will almost certainly never be repeated. In the 2011-2012 season, Lionel Messi scored 73 goals in all competitions for Barcelona and added 29 assists, 102 goal involvements. Those Barca and Real teams were perfectly built around singular talents. Today's defenses are organized and pragmatic, the talent pool is spread out, and that tactical environment simply doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. Chapter 11. Sometimes a record isn't about one season or one game, but an entire career of improbable consistency. On September 30th, 1972, in his final regular season at bat of his career, Clemente hit a double. It was the 3,000th hit of his major league career. He finished with exactly 3,000 hits. What's untouchable is the storybook perfection of it, sealed by tragedy 3 months later. You cannot replicate this. It's a statistical fluke, a beautiful and sad piece of baseball history that is sealed by fate. Chapter 12. Our list has been about human athletes, but this next record was set by a competitor so dominant, so freakishly athletic, that he's still considered the greatest of all time, Secretariat. At the Belmont Stakes, he annihilated the field by 31 lengths and set a 2 minutes and 24 seconds record that's never been challenged. Scientists found his heart was 2 to 3 times a normal thoroughbred's, a biological anomaly powering an enormous, efficient stride and indomitable drive. You can't just breed another Secretariat. His Belmont is the single greatest performance in racing. Breaking it would require another miracle to be born. Incredible. We now move to the pinnacle of international sport, the Olympic Games. And one man owns the Olympics like no one else in history. Michael Phelps. Over 5 Olympics, he won 28 medals, 23 gold. Swimming allows multi-event dominance. Phelps was uniquely versatile, 8 golds in Beijing alone. Competing at that level across 16 years through injuries and burnout is insane. With deeper global talent and specialization, the trifecta of versatility, dominance, and longevity aligning again is wildly unlikely. Before steroids, there was one man who was bigger than the game itself, Babe Ruth. In 1927, the Sultan of Swat hit 60 home runs in a single season. He hit more homers alone than 12 of the other 15 MLB teams. It was dominance unimaginable today. Later, bigger totals were clouded by controversy. Ruth's 60 remains the clean benchmark. Today, you'd need something like 200 homers to match what his 60 meant then. A singular moment. One man changed the sport forever. We've arrived at the final record, the one that many experts call the single greatest athletic achievement in sports history. It happened at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. An American long jumper named Bob Beamon was up for his turn. He sprinted down the runway. He hit the board perfectly. He soared through the air. He landed so far down the sandpit that the optical measuring device couldn't even reach it. Officials had to find a classic tape measure. The result was 8.90 meters, 29 feet, 2.5 inches. Beamon didn't just break the world record. He obliterated it by nearly 2 feet. Everything aligned for Beamon that day. Mexico City's altitude, the maximum allowable tailwind, and a technically perfect jump. It took 23 years for the world to catch up, and even then, Mike Powell only edged it by 2 inches under different conditions. For a few brief seconds, a human appeared to defy gravity. It wasn't just a jump, it was a flight. It remains the benchmark for a truly untouchable athletic moment. Those were 15 records that look untouchable. From Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game to Bob Beamon's leap into another dimension, these athletes didn't just set records. They created myths. They pushed the boundaries of what we thought was possible so far that they essentially locked the door behind them. Are there even crazier records yet to be set? So now I have to ask you guys, which one shocked you most? Comment below and tell me which record you think is the most unbreakable of them all. We read every single comment, and if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See you next time.